there was a period of trauma when the COVID started, because at the time we were in Australia, we were sailing in Australia, and then the lockdown happened, and our ship was chased out of Australia, and we floated in the ocean for 2 months without having a place to dock, without being able to go home, without, so, that was quite traumatic.
Like you get. Japan. Japan. Okay, all cameras are rolling. Wow, we have Max and Charlie today. So Max, how do I sound? Do I sound okay now? Okay, how does she sound?
Hi, Max.
She sounds beautiful, right? Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Eita, welcome to the Social Podcast with the Prince. Oh, snap, I'm not wearing my t-shirt today. I think it's a little Valentine. But anyway, yes, without wasting any time today, I would just also like to say thank you to everyone who's been subscribing, liking, and sharing. Thanks to the team also. I've been seeing a lot of you guys have been sharing a lot, eh? So, from me to you guys, appreciate it. So don't forget, right there on the screen down below, just click on the subscription button. And there's nothing more exciting by hanging out with amazing people. I'll tell you a story how we actually ended up meeting today. It was through a phone call, right?
Yeah.
I saw her DM and I was like, can't wait. But the first time I met her, it was at Masoma, which is one of the events that has been happening in Mamelodi, been hosted in Mamelodi West. I'm not so sure whether it actually began or started with this whole, having local artists performing. But the day that I met her performing, hey, do you know what are goosebumps, especially when you're a tall person like me? So, I would like to welcome Mpendulo. You have to beat me after pronouncing your name, but
Mpendulo.
Mpendulo.
Yeah.
Yo, guys, welcome to Mpendulo.
Thank you. How are you? Okay, you go first.
Okay, I'm good. And how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me out today to have this chat. I mean, I'm excited.
Okay, first of all, can I get it out of the air? You're so beautiful.
Stop it.
You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
I've never thought that I'll ever meet anyone after Valentine who's super beautiful.
Oh.
So how are you today?
I'm well. I'm relaxed. I'm excited to be here, like I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she brought her guitar.
And I brought my guitar. What do you think? Just as pretty, right?
It's beautiful, yeah. No, it's beautiful. What do you call this? Because I know that like electronic guitars.
So this is called a Martin Core. It's a brand. It's a traveler's guitar. So it's your normal acoustic guitar, just with a unique body.
Oh.
Yeah. When I got this, it was in New Orleans. Yes, I got this in New Orleans, 2019.
Wait a minute, New Orleans. Max, have you been to New Orleans? Wait, you were actually at New Orleans.
I was.
Selena, my international.
No.
Mommy, no, that's going on.
Yeah, I got this in New Orleans. When I found her, she was completely acoustic. So I brought her, and she was naked without these graphics. Gampenra. And Fagela this amplifier so that I can share her with you, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is she gonna play? Are you gonna play for us today?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
We're gonna have like a private session with you, and I think people already know who you are. I'm also like starstruck because I've seen you. Oh, Megs, come on now. Megs is having a moment,
Oh my God.
at New Orleans.
Yes.
What are you doing there? What's going on? Like international lady, what's going on?
So I was working with a cruise liner at a time. So we were sailing out of New Orleans into the Caribbean, sailing through the Mississippi River. But the home port, so yes, we call it a home port, where the ship docks or where the cruise starts. It was in New Orleans, into the Caribbean western Caribbean, and then back to New Orleans. So every Sunday I'd be in New Orleans, walking around the streets, listening to some jazz music. Yeah, before I go back on the ship and sail again.
What are you doing, Mamelodi, Charlotte? I would stay. I would like. With what's happening in my
Mamelodi is shaping me, I suppose. Well, I'm a Mamelodi born and bred artist. In 1993, I was born Dacha Hospital. Dacha Hospital, Ndebele, by the way.
The Mamelodi Hospital.
Mamelodi Hospital.
Yeah.
I was born there. Ngahlala kukhulu SNS for some years, about 8 years. Then mama wathola indlu la eNamafias.
Yeah.
We moved here, and I've been here since. Yeah, so I guess it's Mamelodi that made me. Yeah. Yeah, it's Mamelodi that made me, and I'm so glad that God chose this place for me. Otherwise, maybe the music influence wouldn't have been, the art, everything. I feel like it's the environment that contributed to me being an artist.
So, because we're talking about you growing up in Mamelodi, I want to know from childhood, like which school did you go to? Because if you're from New Orleans, I'm pretty much thinking, girl from Girls High, like...
Gasi is a depth. 100% Mamelodi. Yeah, I'm 100% a Mamelodi product. I started school in 1999 as Zakele Primary School, SNS.
Zakele?
Yeah.
Oh, girl, oh.
I did my sub A and sub B. And then we moved to Mapiasco 2001 where I started my grade 3 in Mapias Primary School until grade 7. Then I went to high school at Pateng, right opposite where I was born. Yes.
I no wonder, because girls from Pateng. Girls from Pateng. We had a girl called Madikisi. Beautiful. Girls from Pateng, I think back then. I don't know now.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, they were popular with beauty. Yeah. So how was seeing it?
I was an ordinary girl at that time.
So how was it like your high school? What friends did you have? Were you like mischievous or?
I was quite shy growing up, to be honest. I didn't have a lot of friends. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of friends. I was maybe a misunderstood or misplaced child. Yeah, because I discovered that I was an artist, or rather that I have a gift in artistry, gamma graphics. But because our parents don't have the money to send us to relevant schools where you can thoroughly work on your skills, I went to a Pateng. I studied subjects that I had no interest in. Physics, biology, which I was...
I also studied physics.
Oh, terrible.
So many X.
Well, I enjoyed mathematics, believe it or not.
Yeah. But Charlie, you did science. Wow, Charlie did science. But look where he's at today. Podcasting.
I guess destiny always waits for you.
Who was your high school teacher, like your favorite high school teacher? There's so many. Did you finish in
Pateng, 2010.
Yeah.
I matriculated at Pateng. I don't know why I forgot his name right now. He was my favorite teacher of all times. He's late now. Bekas Fundrisai Arts and Culture. And he was so supportive. I think he saw the gift earlier than I did, and he helped to, to groom it somehow. I remember grade 11 and grade 12, I I was applying all my universities that I was interested in to study graphic design. And part of the process, application process, is to submit a portfolio. So I'd be at school having to do a portfolio, ngapha ngiyadrawya, ngapha ngiseklasini. But you know, that teacher was so supportive. He'd let me use his office with all of the art supplies. And be like, you know what, if there's no teacher in class, you run here, you sit down, you complete your work. Here's the key, you know.
That was more like after class activities.
Not an after class. Most of the time it was during break.
Oh, so you during break you decided to just go and
like I said, I didn't have a lot of friends. I had 2 at the time. We also had a Bible study during break time, so they would go there and I would go in there and just do what I love. Anyway, I didn't mind my own company.
Alone.
Yeah, alone. I needed it anyway.
And that's how
I needed
it you also.
Yeah.
So now, after school, what happened? Like, what did you do?
After school, I was a drum majorette at Waterkloof School.
Well, then.
I was a trompopie. I was a trompopie girl. So after school, I'd come home, get changed, take a taxi to Waterkloof, practice. I practice by Tomango 4 until 8 ebusuku. 8 o'clock, they drop me off at Menlyn Mall. I catch a taxi, get home around 9:09. I have homework, you know, I have the portfolio to complete. I have other trompopi routines to practice on my own. So I was
a busy life.
Yeah.
Why that life? Why did you choose that life? You could have been like us. We just watch TV after school, go see girlfriend. When I just wanted to be a trompopi, we just listen to trompies.
I think maybe that life chose me. Yeah, it chose me. Like I say, sometimes destiny, it waits for you on the other side. You don't know when you are on the journey. But actually, I'm on the journey to my destiny. But it was because I've always been a busy bee, you know, and I've always been active in terms of I want to dance, I want to this, I want to that. So Waterkloof, when they found me, actually this guy, he was a coach at the time, Usinki. He lives in Namapias. He saw me at primary school and he thought I had potential also. And at Waterkloof, when they wanted black girls, to join the team from the hood, girls whom they can groom, I guess, you know. He remembered me. He came to my home as a kulma no mama. There's this program, you know, Waterkloof. If you are interested, I think it would be good for her. And it was very good for me because I started traveling when we had competitions, you know, nationally though. And I guess that's where the love for traveling began. Yeah. So it opened my eyes to a whole new world outside where I live, outside Mamelodi. I was like, okay, so there is a world outside here.
I don't know. Do you think living, you know, or experiencing life outside Mamelodi is quite needed in today's thinking?
Not outside Mamelodi as such, but life outside your normal everyday surrounding. I think sometimes when you get out of your shell or get out of your normal routine, then you discover things that you never knew existed, and that, I guess, expands your mind and your thinking to say, okay, so life is not only limited to high, dene boom, high, but
there's more to it.
Yeah, but there's more to life than here.
Would you leave where you grew up, like just
100%?
Yeah. Why would you move?
But I'd want a house on top of the mountain.
In Mamelodi?
Yes.
He was a lawyer girl.
I'm sure someone told me.
Why would you
let them go ahead. Why
would you want to leave? Like what? Because I think if I were to leave Mamelodi, I've left before for like some years. my biggest reason would to leave because get close to work maybe, or access in terms of the media space.
Yeah.
Because Mamelodi is also not so strong when it comes to shooting studios.
Yeah.
So a lot of things are happening in Joburg.
Yeah.
That would be my biggest reason to move. But I hear a lot of people saying they would want to move because it's toxic.
I mean, show me a place that doesn't have its own toxicity, Yeah. So every place has its good and bad, equally Mamelodi. But if I were to move, like I've not moved, but I've traveled and I wasn't home for a while, that would be my biggest reason to, I guess, go and work. But I would want to live in Mamelodi because I want to change the narrative, Yoguti. In Mamelodi, I know my opportunities. Like you said, in Mamelodi, I know my studios. In Mamelodi, I know my art centers. It's raw ground. It's fertile ground. It just needs laborers to come and labor. And we have a whole farm, So I want to be that laborer who not only goes out of Mamelodi and I guess win outside, but I want to bring back my trophy and say, now how do I get other people to get this trophy too?
So you are not with people that say township is toxic, you are leaving and never coming back. So what are you saying actually?
I am saying let's change the toxicity to goodness, because it's toxic agnama opportunities. It's toxic because of lack of knowledge. It's toxic because young people don't know what to do with their time, Unfortunately, not everyone is as lucky as me who can nagabuya esikolweni ukukhwela itaxi uye to do something better with their lives. Abanye bayabuya esikolweni and then bagcwala istrata and then there's nothing interesting to do. But if there's art centers or art schools or whatever, sports centers, then you don't have to waste your life first, then you can always improve yourself.
Yeah. What are you passionate about? Because I find you very passionate about,
I'm passionate about art, and I'm very much passionate about art and healing through art.
Healing through art?
Yeah, healing and restoring through art. Yeah.
Would you say healing also you?
Yes, definitely. It's my way of healing myself, in the process healing somebody else.
What has happened? What broke? She wants to sip on.
Let me say, please.
You want to sip on this? So I gotta get to know a person. I want to get deep and because you never know. People like artists, they like healing people with music. So now I like healing. Well, I don't like, but I know if I would ask a particular question, someone might relate to that. And be like, oh, Nami Vele, I went to, stress or whatever. And then when they hear you say it, they're like, oh, snap, I'm not the only one.
Yeah. What happened? I basically grew up a broken child. Like most young people who grow up without fathers or father figures in their lives. Yeah, I grew up without a father figure, and that affected me so much to a point where, I questioned my identity. I questioned who I am. I questioned if I'm loved, if I can be loved, if I will be loved. And, I guess also how you grow up kind of directs you or leads you to where you're supposed to go, the Bible says that God works out all things for his good or for our good. So whether good or bad, it all works out for the good in the end. So that growing up without a father, I had lots of resentment for him. I questioned if he was my biological father because he was quite close with my sister, who's a firstborn, and my brother second, and I'm the last.
Yeah.
And you hear through the grapevines, yo, baba call this, yo, baba call that, yo, what you mama call are pregnant gawe, oh, baba call. So then you wonder, why didn't he leave when the second child, when my mother was pregnant with the second child or with the first one? Why did he wait when she was pregnant with me to leave? Was I the reason he left? So those are the struggles that I had, and that made me to be angry. Yeah, it made me angry, and I couldn't relate to men or boys, or I was always angry and defensive. Yeah, angry and defensive. Marek Glinen, I made peace with him. He passed away late last year.
Yeah.
But before he did, he blessed us, all of his children. He laid his hands on us and he prayed for us and said words of blessings. And I'm so grateful that I had that opportunity to say a proper goodbye and to make peace with the past. Yeah, and to move on in a healthy manner.
So would you say if he hadn't blessed you, you would still have that rage or anger towards men and life in general?
No, but I would feel incomplete in some way because he was not present all my life. Yeah. But that specific moment, I feel like it was a defining moment between the two of us where I received more than what he gave in his entire life to me. I received blessings moving forward in my life. Yeah.
So with healing now, what have you done with what you've experienced? And do you think you've healed, or is it like a process or a journey?
I've healed so many wounds, and obviously growing up we encounter new wounds.
Tell me about it. Hey.
Always encounter new wounds that it's like a constant process where you're like, okay, now I'm healed, and then again, and then it's a whole other process of, okay, now let me focus on this wound now. Yeah, but my childhood wounds, definitely I've healed from them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what tools have you used? Because me, when I go through a lot of things, I always use the mechanism of imagination. If I'm in a tough situation, I think of, being in a forest, like there's a waterfall, there's like butterflies.
Yeah.
So I always take myself into a space away from the hardship. That would be my way of coping.
Yeah.
So what are the practical things that you've done that?
Writing music, drawing. So that's my happy place. Yeah.
Your healing process is writing.
Art is my healing process.
Art is your healing process.
Art is my healing process. Because I'm not only a musician, like I mentioned, also a visual artist, also a fashion stylist.
Hey guys, I mean,
like.
Do you know what's happening with me now?
What?
Hey, my dress says, hey, there was this guy at the reception.
Yeah.
Says, hey, buddy, you must tell me when you're ready to go swim. I'm like,
call me. So I'll make you look.
So you dress people up?
A few. So it's something that I've started. Well, I've been dressing myself all along, and
you look dope.
Yes, I get those compliments that, wow, who does your styling? Who does your... Yeah. But I've been collaborating with fashion designers to maybe bring them sketches or say, I want something like A, B, C, D. I want to look like this. I want to look like that. And, I'm able to do it. So I'm not only... I'm trying to go outside myself to do it for other people.
Would you dress me though?
Of course. I dress everybody who wants me to dress them.
To a scale, like 1 to 10, what do you think?
Now?
Yeah, be honest. We need to be transparent.
I was like, are you still going to prepare yourself? Are we prepared? Yeah, is this the right place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what actually happened.
Yeah, because I take my image seriously. It's branding.
Yeah.
So it's branding. So your image speaks about you before you even say anything about yourself. Yeah. So I've learned that which it's important to know what you're communicating to people before you open your mouth.
But I had not a perception, an experience with what I've seen with rich people, like your Jeff Bezos and who's a Facebook guy? Mark Zuckerberg. Like, he just wears like a gray t-shirt and a jean. And my thinking was like, I need to keep it simple like that.
But is he a public figure? Does he stand in front of a camera and address people?
Yeah, wait, he's like Facebook. Yeah.
He's Facebook, but does he do what you do every day?
No, not really. I mean, you also have...
I mean, as an artist also.
Yeah, I mean, guys, like, I don't know. What do you think?
I've already told you what I think.
So, you say how I look, it
sells you before you sell yourself.
So I want to ask, it sells me. I want to know, in relationship, would you date someone like me the way I look now?
None.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, man. Go get my shit. You wouldn't date me.
Yeah.
So if I dress up proper, that's how. No, and it's the perfect day, these guys,
And maybe let's hold it a bit, yeah?
Yeah. Wow. And it's the first time Buffy come on it. Oh, they've been doing this the whole day. Oh, we were not listening. How's the sound? You
that
picked it up.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, but he's gone. I'm sure he's not. His dress sense is messed up.
I mean, it's the job that he does. He looks like the job that he does.
What?
No, I don't mean it in a... come on, guys. I mean, if you're...
I
don't... you get what I'm saying.
Oh,
yes, he's wearing uniform.
So he would...
And that says...
Yeah.
If you come across him on the road, you know what he does, because his attire sells him. That's what I mean.
Come across me looking like this now. What do you say?
I just walk past. I don't...
What?
Yes.
You wouldn't?
No.
You wouldn't tell him a number?
For E.
Because of how I look.
I was 30 serious. Yeah. Awuziphi isikhathi. If wena awukwazi ukuziphi isikhathi, mina uzongiphi isikhathi sakho. Angekho ngiphe sona.
Hey, now you... Yes. So, okay, Zix Mpendulo his wife. I think Zix didn't have a dress sense. Yeah. No wonder now Zix is married to Nandi. And by the way, you have a Nandi vibe, you know?
Do I?
Yeah.
Maybe it's the short hair.
The short hair, the chill vibes. Like, oh, papi, like, you're very chill.
And get papas.
Yeah, papa.
Yeah, but, I mean, not in a tapeling way. Just in a healthy way. Yeah, I'm outspoken. I guess that's Papa. I'm outspoken. I'm just alive.
So okay, going back to healings. You spoke about art. You using art as a form of you healing.
Yeah.
And the tools would be you having like drawing, writing music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I started writing music, we had a program at church, Charity and Faith Mission Church.
Pastor
Titus Setole.
Do you know? Are you still going to the church?
Yes.
There's I want to mention her name. She's married to Messi.
Dimakazo.
Yeah.
Setole. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I have her on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Her and Messi,
dope couple.
Dope. Yeah.
I'm actually Messi's aunt.
You're Messi's aunt?
I am.
Oh, Lord have mercy. It's a small world.
It is.
Because, now, here's the thing.
Maybe that's why you are vibing with them. You want the blood.
Yeah, but Messi's dress sense is just sports.
You find him on good days. At church, he would dresses very well.
Oh, church, yeah.
But anyway, we're not here about Messi.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, tell me about music, you writing.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, we had a program at Sonrweni, a 2-week program. Guys from Cincinnati in America came to give back to the community, like I said. Yeah. And they taught different music instruments for 2 weeks. And so I went there, checked out different classes, the piano, this and that. And then I got to the guitar class, and then I just loved guitar since then, and I've been playing ever since. So manje with playing, it kind of felt incomplete, just play and then there's no words, there's no message, there's no nothing. So I started writing. Excuse me. I would write to give to my cousin, who is a singer, because mina bengazi ukuthi ngiyakwazi ukucula. So I'd write music and be like, hey, here's a song, do you want to listen to it? And then maybe you can sing, and then I play, and then ngiyamculela ngiyadlala. And then she was like, hey, wait a minute. No, that's not my song, it's your song. That's your voice, that's your message, you need to run with it. So I've discovered ukuthi my writing is not only for me. Well, it was a channel for me. It's almost like writing on a diary. Say, dear diary, this is happening, like a relief space. Yeah, but it, it became more than my relief space to say, okay, now I'm relieved. Let me go and relieve somebody else. Yeah.
So from the top of your head, the song that you know that you wrote and you'll never forget, I know there's a lot, but the one that you resonate with, that you feel like this is me here.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
For different reasons. Yeah. And for different experiences at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you have like moments where you feel like I have a writer's block, but you're feeling something?
Yeah, I've been going through that since COVID, actually. I've been going through a creative block, and I haven't been able to articulate my music as well as before. I think also there was a period of trauma when the COVID started, because at the time we were in Australia, we were sailing in Australia, and then the lockdown happened, and our ship was chased out of Australia, and we floated in the ocean for 2 months without having a place to dock, without being able to go home, without so that was quite traumatic.
Like, you guys were chased out, and where did you go? What?
We went into the ocean because no country wanted to receive us. It was completely locked down. All airports were shut down.
Yeah.
It was shut down, so there was nowhere to go.
So you're saying during lockdown, you guys got kicked out from Australia, and you had to float in an ocean during lockdown.
During lockdown.
COVID.
During COVID. So for 2 months, we were in the ocean. And here at home, it was completely shut down, Nakona. Most countries were completely shut down. Most airports, all airports were shut down. We had rescue flights that were organized to repatriate people from different countries, and that's how we got home. Yeah, manje, I don't know, but that affected me so much. Yeah, that affected me so much. Anyway, there's a story also behind it that I want to get into, but I'm not sure if I should get into.
You should, you can. People will wait. Everyone will wait. Tell the driver to wait.
So I met a guy while I was working there, and we had we had our challenges, and before COVID started, we discovered that we were pregnant.
Wait, you were pregnant in an ocean?
In the ocean. And I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know until a few days before we were rescued. And then now, having to come home pregnant with a foreign child, with somebody who's from a foreign land, that you don't know when you're ever going to see them again. If you will see them again. Yeah, so that was like a life-changing period for me altogether. The lockdown, the pregnancy, the uncertainty, the confusion, the anxiety. It was a lot to bear.
Was happening.
A lot. So I came home and I went into my own shutdown of everything, and I couldn't write. I couldn't be creative at all.
Even now,
So now I'm slowly, the ice is slowly melting.
Yeah.
So I wrote a song after my daughter was born.
Wow.
Because I was so filled with joy. And I wrote the song Wenza Okuhle, to God who makes all things beautiful, Owenza Okuhle.
Yeah.
And I named my daughter Wenza Okuhle as well. So the song is for her and to God.
I actually think with Zerbuhle, that's the song.
That's the song.
Yeah.
That's the song. Yeah.
And then now after that you felt like you're coming back.
I'm coming back. Ever since that song, I'm coming back into a new me. So the old is gone.
Yeah.
And the new has begun.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm having goosebumps already. This is like, would you do a movie with your life?
I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to. Actually, it's in my plans. I'm an aspiring actress, but I
would you do acting also?
Yes, I believe I'm good at it. I just need a platform, I guess, or an opportunity. Or I need to go to school, maybe.
No, not even, because I do film stuff. You and I should do like a
yeah.
Yeah, I don't sing, but you will.
Yes. So, well, actually, I was thinking, Guti, maybe one of my music videos could be like a life story, but I think a music video is limiting somehow. Yeah, it wouldn't tell the full story. Yeah. So a movie perhaps would be...
Or even if the music video would be a build-up
to the movie.
To the movie.
We are.
They must not... They're gonna steal the ideas, but
yeah. Maybe let's not publish this.
For my sister, I would love us to continue. Where the guy's from? Is he from Australia?
He's Ukrainian. And now with the wars in Ukraine, like so much has happened. Yeah, so... Yeah. But...
You still talk?
No, so he completely ghosted me ever since we separated. Yeah, so he's a ghost right now, which broke my heart a lot, but I've healed from that. I've accepted it, and I feel like somehow it gives me a chance to start again.
You're strong, eh?
I have to. Not have to, but I am.
You are.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they dive into depression, they dive into alcohol, all sorts of things that would put them even deeper into the dark space.
Well, of course, Nama was depressed, and now I'm still battling some sadness here and there, but it's not overwhelming anymore. I feel like it's something I can bear. It's something that I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, I went through this. Okay, and I'm still standing and I'm fine. I'm breathing. Yeah, wenza kuhle. Yeah.
So, what are you busy with now? What would you like? What's happening in the pots?
So what's happening in the pots is music production. Yeah, I'm working on new music. I don't want to say when I'll release the music because I'm allowing the process to run its course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to rush it or rush myself or put myself under a deadline. But I'm hoping that this year at least I can release 2 singles. So yeah. 2 banging singles. Singles that will put me on the map forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wenza Okuhle is one of them.
Right.
Yeah.
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 I'm a groupie now. Yeah. And I sent you I think a Facebook request. I saw your profile picture. You were wearing Ndebele attire. And then you had all these bright colors behind you. I'm like, yo, this woman. Or is this one for a woman?
Yeah,
and I was not like, Mamelodi, no. This one.
Mamelodi.
Yeah.
Yeah, ngikhulise maNdebele. Umama mlindebele actually, ubaba Mpedi, but I consider myself Ndebele because that's the culture I know, that's the culture I'm fond of, and it's also a tribute to Amandebele to say, Mandebele, you are great people.
True.
You raised the star. And manje sengikwekwezi yenu. Yeah. Yeah.
Can I have another session with you? Like another. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Megs, you said part 2, right? Yeah. Charlie, part 2, right? Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Some.
I
So yeah, man. We spoke early this morning, and you showed up. I appreciate that.
Thank
Dope. And I think there's more artists, Kokasi, that are not respecting. They not. Well, they might be respecting their craft, but they're not respecting the brand or the showing up and everything that has to do with how you want people to perceive you or treat you. So you showed up, eh? And hey, you love music, you love arts, you are very passionate, you know. But I appreciate you showing up, and to many
Thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you for giving purpose to my day. Yeah, I was home, starting to drown in my thoughts. Gucci, okay.
I also do that.
What's next? Okay, what now? Okay, this, and you turned it all around, and there's purpose to my day today.
So if I dress up right, would you date me?
I'll tell you. That's that.
So everyone, thank you so much. Thank you to our guests, and I just hope that you guys are gonna subscribe, like, and share. So from me to you, Eitaola. Thanks, Charlie. Thanks, Max. The other teams are not available today. Raspa mention. So to our lovely guests, from me to you, Eitaola. I will drip you.